Who would have thought that a few chemical reactions, performed correctly and in the proper order, would create a product that appeals to most of us, those with a sweet tooth? Caramelization, or the creation of caramel, is still being explored by food scientists, but the basic reactions have been discovered. In this video, I will show all three reactions, but will concentrate on the dehydration process. First, we will start with a large pan, a candy thermometer, 1 cup of water, and 2 cups of sugar. Both water and sucrose are pure substances. When the sucrose dissolves in the water, it will become a homogeneous mixture or solution, as the mixture will be uniform throughout. In the hydrolysis reaction, water will be used to split a molecule. In this case, water will be used to hydrolyze sucrose. As you can see, the sucrose is not yet completely dissolved into the water, so I'm going to continue to stir. And the temperature at this moment is a little over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Now remember, hydrolysis of the sucrose into the glucose and fructose molecules will occur right around 122 to 140 degrees. The whitish film that you see across the surface comes from impurities in the sucrose as the hydrolysis reaction continues. We are now moving to almost 180 degrees Fahrenheit. By continuing to add energy in the form of heat, the dehydration process will begin. The fructose and glucose molecules will lose oxygen and hydrogen atoms to form water, which will have a phase change to vapor. As the water escapes the solution, the fructose and glucose molecules will form new bonds and form a new molecule, difructose dianhydride. As you can see, water is beginning to come off as vapor, so the dehydration process has started. It is very important that once the solution has been created that we stop stirring. As the dehydration reaction continues, our solution will become supersaturated and will contain more dissolved solids than can normally be held in solution. The glucose and fructose molecules will want to recrystallize, and any agitation or stirring will allow crystals to form, and your caramel will have a very gritty texture. And as you can see, the vapor is coming up, and our solution is boiling away and becoming actually more and more clear as we continue on. As we continue to heat our solution, as more and more dehydration reactions take place, some of the glucose and fructose molecules will start breaking down into furans, which have a nutty aroma, diacetyls, which provide a buttery aroma, maltols, which smell toasty, and ethyl acetates, which are fruity smelling. We're approaching 260 degrees. As you can see, our mixture is getting a little bit deeper in color, and I'm starting to detect a nutty aroma, which would be the furans, and a little bit of a buttery scent, which would be the diacetyls. We are at 274 degrees Fahrenheit. Every now and then there's a little puff of water vapor, which is an indication that the difructose and hydride molecules are losing water and having a chemical reaction to form the caramelan or the caramelan. If I were to remove the pan from the heat and pour it out onto a greased sheet pan and allow it to cool, the mixture would crystallize and you would end up with very hard candies. So I am going to remove the thermometer because it has hit the color that I want. Remove the pan off the heat. Now I'm going to add cream, which is going to have a rather interesting reaction as the water in the cream reacts with the 330 degree solution. Let's move this over. I have a pan underneath it because it is a rather, as you can see, there is bubbling as the water in the milk solids reacts, and I'm going to add some butter. And at this point, because we've got the fat in there, the fat will prevent the caramel from recrystallizing. I am going to allow my caramel sauce to sit for a little bit longer on a very low heat and allow some evaporation of the water that I added from the cream and the butter, which will allow for a deliciously thick and creamy caramel sauce for my ice cream.